This is Matt Coyne, host of The Cheap Seats. Thank you for listening to the following broadcast here on Public House Media.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
You're listening to The Morning Uplift, the podcast that brings you motivation and encouragement to begin your week. I'm your host, Liz Colburn. Grab your coffee, begin getting ready for your day, and join me as we discuss what it means to find the beauty in your journey. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Morning Uplift. I have a question for you today, and I'm sure it's a question that a lot of you will answer, yes, that's me too. And it's this: who feels busy? I feel like everybody listening is going to say, yes, that's me. I'm busy too. I get you. I feel like I'm speaking right to the busy person today. I'm busy, just like you are. My roles include being a mom and a wife and a coach and a teacher, and there's other things that I'm probably not even thinking of right now, and I'm sure you have many roles too that cause you to feel busy. Like myself, I'm sure a lot of you started feeling busy at a young age. For myself, I remember in elementary school, I would be busy all day. I would leave my house in the morning and I would meet up with friends in my neighborhood, and we'd be out playing and doing activities and creating until dinner time, and then we'd go home. It was already instilled at a young age that being busy and go was just part of my life. In middle school, then it kind of spiraled into activities and sports and things that I was a part of. In high school, I had a part-time job. I was busy in my work when I wasn't going to school, different parts of gatherings and activities having to do with high school. And then still in college, that was instilled in me. I was busy with my studying. I was busy in clubs. I was busy with fun events that were happening at my college. After college, I was a young professional. I wanted to travel and I was doing that. I had more commitments probably than I can count. And now with marriage, I have kids and work, and it just compounds. So it probably has done that for you as well. And I want you to think of when being busy started for you and how it's compounded over time in your life to bring you to wherever you are now. I'm realizing that slowly and over time, I fell in love with being busy. See, my background was that when I was young, I watched as my mom suffered from addictions to drugs and alcohol, abusive relationships, and I could go on, and there was a lot of unhealthy things that I was seeing. So from a young age, I became addicted to being busy so that I didn't have to see or experience or be around situations like that. My home wasn't safe. I stayed gone so I didn't have to deal with but also staying busy occupied my thoughts. So I didn't really have to become real close and personal with how I was feeling and the thoughts that might have been going through my mind. I also loved feeling in control of my schedule, of coming and going and having things planned and having specific times to be at certain places and being on time and showing up for those different obligations. Busy was an addiction, and I got addicted to that so that I didn't have to come into terms with some hard truths in my life. Have you been there? Are you like me and you're busy all the time and that's just been a trend in your life? I want you to think about why you're that way. And I also want you to ask the questions, Is it worth your health? And is this a coping mechanism that you can break the chains to? Because if you're anything like me, you're heading down a road of being addicted to being busy too. Now in my life and in the season that I'm in, I'm so thankful that I love quiet more. I love calm nights in, and I'm finally okay for the first time in my life as a 27-year-old with hearing the thoughts inside my own head. That can be a scary place. It can be a place that we don't venture. It can be a place that just might be uncharted territory, not really knowing what you want, knowing why your brain thinks a certain way. And finally, after all these years, you're coming crashing in with being alone in your own thoughts. It's taken a long time for me, and hopefully you can or already are working towards this too, because recovery from being busy isn't for people who necessarily need it. It's for people who want it. You have to make the choice of if you're going to run like a hamster on a wheel the rest of your life, or if you can come to terms with being in love with the quiet, calm moments too. Working on this is your option, but it's definitely going to be a daily struggle. But it's a daily struggle that's so good for the soul. There is no use running from yourself. There's no accolade that's more important than your health, and there's beauty in the slow moments, the seemingly insignificant moments, the quiet moments. So I want you this week to pave some time where you can get quiet with yourself. I know that's hard. I know being busy is just the theme of our lives most times, but I want you to really be alone with yourself. Look at your schedule and obligations and see where you can start taking things away or slowing down in areas of your life. What are you keeping yourself busy with? And are those things that important? I really want you not to mistake movement for achievement, because you can become just as productive being quiet too, being still and learning so much about yourself. Life most certainly happens when you stop running after it and let it come to you. So that's what I want you to be on the journey of this week. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Morning Uplift on Public House Media. I've been your host, Liz Colburn. To stay up to date with the show, like the Morning Uplift on Facebook, subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast app, or find my show along with many others on publichousemedia.org. My goal is to bring you relatable content and encouragement throughout another beautiful year. I want you to share the show with others that you think need to hear it, and have more conversations going via my email, lizcolburnbb@gmail.com, or via my Instagram platform, The Morning Uplift. You're all amazing. Thank you for spending the morning growing with me. God's blessings on an amazing, purpose-filled week. See you next time as we continue finding the beauty in your journey.